Welcome back, model car maniacs. I'm going to go through the process of how I do a gas cap. And I mean, it's different usually every time. It's the same process, but I usually come up with a different design or try different things. But I figure, if you're watching this, you're probably pretty experienced with model cars and fabricating or whatever, or just trying to get ideas and stuff. So I just thought I would try to give this a shot, see how it comes up on camera. This here is 3/32 aluminum tubing. I already squared it off and got it really nice and flush. I'm going to use my pin vise. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to get it down pretty far here, because I'm going to use I got a little saw blade, if you can see that. It's pretty thin. It's like an X-Acto saw blade or an Excel, whatever it is. And I'm going to bring this down to about the width of the saw blade. Maybe leave me a little extra here. Just a touch, if you can see. Or as they say, a skosh. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw this in my DeWalt drill. I like the cordless drill because it gives me the control of the trigger, where I can just barely turn it if I need to. And that control is everything. So my idea today is I'm going to take this and I want to 45 it. I'm going to use the surface of the pin vise, and it's going to be kind of my flush point. It's hardened steel, but I'm not going to really be riding it to where I'm going to be removing material from my actual pin vise. But I'm going to just go, this file cuts one direction. So I want to go kind of the opposite with my drill and take it and just kind of put it at an angle and start rounding this over or 45ing it, making it kind of machined looking. Oops. Don't worry if you slip a little bit. I'm not pressing hard. I'm just going back and forth, riding it, watching what I'm doing. So I stuck it out with a little extra material for a reason, because I know I'm going to screw up, but I can still sand it off. So we got it kind of rounded, as you can see, hopefully right there. So now I'm going to take my saw blade. Now this is a back cut saw blade, so I had to change the rotation of my drill. But what I want to do is just right along the top of it and make just a straight line all the way around it by moving it back. We can do it from this angle. You can see it removing material. And yeah, like everything, you want to be careful. Not try to remove too much material, but make a cool little detail line in it, hopefully. Or just accidentally saw the top of it off and start over again. Like, that never happens. Then I'm going to take a sanding stick. And this is like a tri-grit I found with my millions of sanding sticks that I have. And I'm just going to smooth everything out so I can see where I'm at with it. So here I'm going to take a regular sewing needle, which I got at, I think, freaking Walmart for $2 for a whole little deal of sewing needles. And what I need to do is, the head of this isn't totally round, and it needs to be down to a 16th so it fits inside of this guy that we're just making right here. So how I do that, same concept. I'm gonna just file it down, and then measure it, and then file it. A lot of times these are made of steel, and if you're trying to take off a lot of material, you're going to want to use a diamond file. Like one of these guys. This is a cheapie I picked up on Amazon, and I would definitely spend money on good files. Cheap ones suck. Okay, that ain't looking terrible bad. So you can see what I got going on. I got a little line around here, and that's the top of the gas cap. I stick my needle in the end of it, and it's going to fit just right into the end. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave a little ledge of this, of the head of the pin, kind of sticking up to give me a little edge there. Then I have this little edge here, and then I'm just going to cut it off. So if I could find my gas tank, so I got it cut off, and so I'm gonna kind of just flatten that one side out if I can do it. Oop. Maybe start with a lighter grit. And I lick my finger so I can grab it, then do little figure eights. If it smooths out a little bit, then I can go to a little coarser grit and remove some material just to get it just right. There we go. That should be good. So what I have is a pin that I've rounded off, and then I got a little piece of aluminum tubing that I rounded off the top and added a little detail to. As you can see, zoom in just a little bit more. Got a nice little black line all the way around it, and then this can fit in nice and tight if I want it to, and be pretty as you please. Or I can slide it down a little bit, and it does fit tight, and leave a little bit of the edge of the head of the pin around here just to give it a little added detail. And then this pin, I'm going to cut it off and drill a hole, and it'll fit inside there. And then the tube part of this will fit over the neck and be, squared up and fit real nice. So I'll show you that here in a sec. So I have two pieces. As you can see, I put a little black in there so you can see the detail. That piece will fit right over the snout, and then that piece I can just press right down into it. Maybe. And voila, we have there is a gas cap, and it looks pretty decent. Maybe a little final finishing on it, but I think that'll do.